Hey, what's up, and welcome back to Security Guard Command, or should I say, I'm back. I've been away for a little while, been super busy. Life has just been hectic. And I've also just kind of had a difficult time coming up with some new topics. I'm thinking I'm going to go back over some of my older videos and maybe revisit some of those topics and maybe see what kind of new updates I can provide on those areas. But anyway, today I kind of wanted to talk about something that I have touched on before, and that is attitude. And attitude can really be a powerful thing. It can really make or break a security guard. And I'm going to give an example. I work at the hospital, and I started off as a patient watch officer. And I sat in patient watch, and I watched over psych holds, legal psych holds, like 5150s or 1799s or 5585s. And I did that for, I think, about 8 months from the time I got started. And then things got shifted around and moved around a little bit. And I ended up getting moved to the ED lobby, the emergency room lobby. And at first, I was a little put out by it. I wasn't happy about it. I didn't want to be there. But I didn't have a lot of choice. And so I felt pretty down about it. My attitude was poor. And for the first couple weeks, I guess you could say I was kind of pouty. Wasn't happy, wasn't smiling. And then one day I'm sitting there, and I started to think about it. And I was like, you know what? This is not who I am. I got to snap out of this. And right then and there, I made a decision. And guys, that's what an attitude is. It's a decision. Attitude is not dictated by your circumstances. Attitude is a choice. And right then and there, I made the decision. I made the choice to do the best that I could possibly do at that post. And I made the decision to do it with a happy heart. And from that day forward, I was fine. I wasn't unhappy anymore. I actually started to enjoy the post. And I decided that I was going to be the best guard at that post. And that's exactly what I did. I worked hard. I learned everything about the post, studied post orders. I followed them. You know, I provided exemplary customer service to anybody coming in, whether it was a patient trying to check in or a visitor trying to visit loved ones. I made sure that my attitude was a positive attitude. And it made the job a good job. And it was a decision. It absolutely had nothing to do with the post itself. Fast forward about six or 8 months, still at that post, and some policy changes took effect. Apparently there was a guard on another shift who kept disappearing for long periods of time from the post. And you don't want to leave the ED lobby unguarded, because that's where it's kind of like a funnel or a focal point for a lot of bad actors to come into the hospital. It can be a dangerous post. It can be a dangerous area. And you don't want to leave it unguarded, especially when you've got vulnerable patients, visitors, and nurses right up there with very little option to flee, you know, in a bad situation. And something happened on another post. The guard was not there. The situation escalated. It turned into a code gray, which is a code for a combative person. And, you know, reports were made, complaints were filed. Some nurses complained that there was no security at the time. And it got up to the director level. And new policies were made for the emergency room lobby post. And at that point, the guard up at the post, the officer at that post, was no longer allowed to leave the area at all for any reason, unless there was a code gray called in the back, and in that case, then the officer could respond. They'd have to resolve quickly, or as soon as backup arrived, that officer would have to return to their post and let the backing officers finish the code. And I was like, man, this sucks, because I prided myself on customer service, and I was very quick. I never left the post for very long at all. It was very quick, in and out. Whether it was delivering a DoorDash order to a nurse or escorting a visitor back to a room, I was always very quick. So I was kind of bummed, because it's like, man, now I'm stuck here and I can't do the things that I've been doing. And it basically boiled down to my routine was disrupted. And again, I was bummed. For about a week, I was kind of like, man, this sucks. And my attitude stunk again. And then I was like, man, I'm doing it again. I'm making a choice, and it's not a good choice. I need to choose to have a good attitude about this. And so I did just that, and I decided once again, you know what? I'm going to make the best of this. And hey, I made it work, and I was happy again. And it's not about the post. It's not about the post orders. You may not agree with them, but you have a choice, and you can decide to do the best you can do with what you are given. And that right there is going to dictate your happiness in the job. And so that is what I did. And I made the best of what seemed like a bad situation. And suddenly the situation wasn't so bad anymore. So I want to encourage you guys, when you are at a job site, or you get moved around and it's not the most ideal, or it's not what you think it should be, maintain a positive attitude and do the best job that you can possibly do, and pride yourself on being flexible. I watched a TV series recently, SWAT, the new SWAT TV series, and it's I love that show because it demonstrates a lot of really great leadership, and of course it's an action TV show. But I really enjoyed the leadership that was demonstrated in that show. And one of the things that they kind of say as a running theme is stay liquid. Fill the gaps, stay liquid. And that's kind of like their little saying they have when they're going to a call. And I like that. I like the concept of stay liquid, because it's basically no matter what the circumstances are, you're going to fit into them and you're going to flow. And that's basically a choice to have a good attitude. Another saying that I like is blessed are the flexible, for they shall bend and not be broken. And so it's very important as a security officers to stay flexible, because you're going to be bent in this job. In this field, nothing is ever going to be ideal or the same from day to day. And so if you can stay flexible, then you're going to bend and you're not going to be broken by that job. And so if you can manage to stay flexible in your job, you're going to be a lot happier. So I just wanted to share that, and just as an encouragement to make that choice to have a positive attitude. And when you have a positive attitude, it's going to impact your job. It's going to impact how others perceive you, and you're going to have a lot easier time doing your job, and people are going to respect you a lot easier when they can see that you have a positive attitude. Both coworkers and the general public that you are overseeing as a security guard. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Almost home. Hope you guys have a great night. Stay safe, and I will catch you later.